Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video. So when Foundations was released, they released a lot of reprints that gave zombies a bit more support. Cards like Death Baron, which is a zombie lord, and Skeleton Lord, and Midnight Reaper, which is a zombie, and says whenever a non-token creature you control dies, this creature deals 1 damage to you and you draw a card, so a great bit of card advantage. And then obviously Duskmourn had some zombies in it as well. So I played a zombie deck, and the reality is it wasn't very good. But one of the things I do is when a new set comes out that has support for a certain creature type or general type, is I kind of mush all those cards into one deck and see how it works. And often it doesn't work very well at all. Did it the same with Elves. I think it was the first deck I played in Foundations, and that was okay. And I played a few of my Elf decks since. But we are revisiting zombies because in Aetherdrift they got a bit more support and a few zombies. And one of the main ones they got was Cursecloth Wrappings. Cursecloth Wrappings, it's a 4-mana artifact. It is a zombie lord, so zombies we control get +1/+1. Then we can tap it and target creature card in your graveyard gains Embalm until end of turn. This Embalm cost is equal to its mana cost. And as the reminder text says, Embalm is exile a card and pay its Embalm cost. Create a token copy that of it is a white zombie in addition to its other types and has no mana cost. Embalm only into sorcery. So essentially we get back a token version of a creature in our graveyard and it becomes a zombie, so we'll get that buff from Cursecloth Wrappings. And what makes this really good, apart from the recursion from our graveyard, is it's an artifact, and it's a lot harder to get rid of artifacts than it is creatures. Not impossible, obviously, there's a lot of artifact removal, but one of the issues with creature lords is there's so much removal in the format, and there has to be because of the mono red decks or decks like those. Everyone plays tons of removal, and obviously this is a bit harder to get rid of. Another new card is Zahur, Glory's Past, a 2-mana 3/2 zombie, also a cat. Has start your engines, so we go up to speed 1 when we play it, and we can sack another creature, surveil 1. But we can only do that once each turn, so it's not a free sack outlet. And at max speed, it has whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. So the synergy here is we can sack another creature, surveil, maybe get a zombie with it, and then play that creature or embalm that creature from the graveyard to get it back as a token version. So that is quite a powerful synergy. Another new card we have is Embalmed Ascendant, a 3-mana 1/2 with start your engines again, and it says when it enters, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So again, that's pretty powerful, having another zombie. And then at max speed, it says whenever a creature we control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and we gain 1 life. Important note, that is not non-token creature. A lot of the things in this deck focus around non-token creatures, whereas this is anything we control dies. So if we sack something to Zahur, we drain our opponent for 1, or if we attack in and trade and all that kind of stuff, we do get that trigger, which is really, really good. Now, going back to the rest of the deck, we are playing a more controlling deck because we have a lot of removal because we need to get into the end game where we can get our Zahur, Cursecloth Wrapping, zombie synergy going. So we have Momentum Breaker, another Start Your Engines card, because we want to start our engines to get up to max speed for Zahur and our Ascendant. And when it enters, each opponent sacrifices a creature or a vehicle of their choice. Each opponent who can't discards a card, and then we can pay 2 to sack it. We gain life equal to its speed. So against a solitary creature, this is quite good, obviously, because we know what they're going to sacrifice. Against a wider board, it can lose value, but ideally we want to play it early, keep their board clear. For our creatures. Then we have Nowhere to Run. Again, it's really powerful. 2-mana flash. When it enters, target creature we control, opponent control, gets -3/-3 to end of turn. And creatures your opponents control can be with targetless spells and abilities as though they didn't have hexproof, and ward abilities of those creatures don't trigger. Great against the enchantment style decks with things like Shard Mage's Rescue. And there is still a bit of it's not boggles because there aren't any boggles, but creatures with wall that you Voltron onto, this is pretty good because obviously wall doesn't trigger. And then rounding out the rest of our removal, Gix's Command, 3 copies of this, a 5-mana command, so choose 2. We can put 2 +1/+1 cannons up to 1 creature. It gains life link to the end of turn. Destroy each creature with power 2 or less. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. Now, because we have a lot of lords, and I'll get to another one in a minute, hopefully all our creatures are going to be bigger than power 2 or less. So that could act as a one-sided board wipe. Otherwise, we just put some counters on our biggest creature and smash him with lifelink, get our opponent to sacrifice a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control just to clear the way. And rounding up the creatures, we do have 4 copies of Greedy Freebooter, not a zombie, but it's great sack fodder for Zahur, because when it dies, we squire 1 and create a treasure token. And then if we get it back with the wrappings, obviously we can get that value again, and it will get the buff because it'll be a zombie. Then Midnight Reaper, when a non-token creature you control dies, this creature deals 1 damage to you and you draw a card, as I said earlier. Death Baron is our other zombie lord, and then Glisser is just such a powerful card. A 3-mana 3/3 first strike death touch. That means it's basically unblockable or unkillable in combat, and whenever Glisser deals combat damage to a player, we can either draw a card and lose 1 life, destroy target enchantment, or remove up to 3 counters from target permanent. Mostly it is draw a card and lose a life just to get through our deck, but this, being buffed up to a 4/4 or 5/5 ends up meaning, our opponent has to block it, and it is so hard to block. Almost impossible unless our opponent also has a first strike creature. Land base, we are in 3 colours, so some basic plains, swamps and forests. Obviously the majority of our cards are black, and in fact every card has black in it. So we do have the 2 verges which are black green and black white. We have a couple of Caves of Koilos, 2 Shadowy Backstreets, just 1 Underground Mortuary, and then 2 Cavern of Souls, because we are a zombie deck. Just be wary of Cavern of Souls with Embalm. When you embalm something from your graveyard, it does not count you as casting the creature. So Auto Tapper might tap all your swamps and leave you with, 1 swamp, a Cavern of Souls and a forest, and you go, oh, I want to embalm my Death Baron, but it can't because it doesn't count as casting a zombie. So just be wary. It did happen in one of the games. We still won, so it wasn't that bad, but just be careful of the auto tapper. So, yeah. I really like this deck. I love zombies. I love tribal decks, and zombies, is something just everyone likes, I think, and a bit more controlling, getting through that early slog of opponents' creatures. I said when I built the deck in Foundation, I was like, throw zombies at it. And one of the problems I said then is there are no good 1-drop zombies, so we just haven't played any. We had 1/1-drop, and then we just have control until we can get all our lords and zombies onto the battlefield and then recur them from the graveyard once just to get that value. So a really, really fun deck and a pretty powerful one. You are still going to lose against some things. You could also play Graveyard Hate. Obviously, you don't want to play Rest in Peace because that gets rid of our graveyard, but you might want to play something like Ghost Vacuum or Leyline of the Void, because obviously it only affects our opponents. But I think for now, this deck's good enough. I didn't play it on the ladder, so you will see obviously the Omniscience combo deck and the Abhorrent Oculus deck, so you might want to play Leyline of the Void instead and maybe shift out some of the removal or go down maybe 1 Cursecloth Wrappings, a Death Baron, a Midnight Reaper and a Greedy Freebooter. So yeah, that's the deck. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. Well, I quite like this hand. We have all our colours. Don't have a 1-drop. We don't have many in the deck. We have some removal. We have some card draw. And we have Glisser. Let's just see what our opponent does. It looks like the Ascendant has that zombie in a chokehold. Common opponent. This might be the game actually, because nothing has none of the companions have activated, which usually happens when the game loads. But we will see if they start roping. Yep, there's the rope. Let's see what happens. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep another land. But I don't know if we're gonna, you know, even get a play. Oh no, they are there. Up against the mirror. So a lot of interaction. Well, let's get down the Reaper because if it's removed, we draw a card. Well, let's get in. I think let's get down the Ascendant because I imagine there's a counter spell coming our way. Or not. But there was a stick. Wow, okay. Tidebinder on the Ascendant. We can momentum breaker that. There's our Zahur. They only have 2 mana up now. Let's get down Glisser. Next turn, I think we get down the Cursecloth Wrappings. And then, well, we can't get back our Reaper. There is a second Reaper. Well, let's attack in. No stick. Next time we can get back our Glisser and play out another Midnight Reaper. That's fine. They take a Reaper. It's not the end of the world. That's a bit tougher to deal with, but Glisser should be able to do something with it. But let's just attack. I'll keep another Wrappings. We are at max speed. Let's get back at Glisser. You can also gain 4 life. And next turn, we play the other Wrappings and get back the Ascendant. Opponent. Yeah, what's better than a 3-3 Glisser? A 4-4 Glisser. That's right, that's not the end of the world. They are going to draw. Two, unfortunately. We'll gain some life now. Right, let's play out this other Wrappings. And let's get back the Embalmed Ascendant. They've got a block. Obviously, they will probably block Zahur with the Preacher. Ooh, they've got something. Glister knocks them down to 5. So her dying knocks them down to 4. Mastermind and Deep Cavern Bat. There's nothing with counters in, is there? Yeah, they do draw a lot of cards. And next turn we can get back Zahur and the Midnight Reaper. We are at 13, taking 5 in the air. But them drawing cards hurts them. Gix's command would be fantastic. Well, it would be the win if it's not countered. Oh, they're keeping one Mastermind back. We need 5, 7 to do everything we need, which is exactly the amount of lands we have. They've got a full grip. They must have some kind of answer. But no. Very, very strange. I want to know what they had in their hand. But that really showed, like, showcased the Cursecloth wrappings, being able to get back stuff from our graveyard. We didn't quite, you know, sacrifice many things to then get back. But yeah, just being able to play all your cards twice, basically, is very, very powerful. And next turn we get back the Reaper, get back Zahur, play Momentum Breaker, get him to discard, sacrifice something, and then smash in for the win. The opponent does go first, but we can turn 1 freebooter into turn 2 Zahur. Up against mono blue. Oh, have they got a counter spell? Let's get out of their hand. Phantom Interference. Essence Scatter. Oh, I think we can just surveil. Don't need another land. I might just play the Momentum Breaker. We lose out on gaining a speed, but it does cause them to discard. They chuck her 3 steps ahead. So they do have creatures. Now they just keep up. Counter spell. Oh, let's just get in and attack. Obviously we can know where to run at instant speed. So if they tap out for something, we'll take out the Malcolm. They might have another one. Just the Drowner. Love a land for Gix's command. Well, do they have a counterspell? They only have 1 card in hand. They do. Well, we have another one of those. We've seen, I think, 2-3 steps ahead in the graveyard. Yeah. And obviously an Essence Scatter. I think we hold back. And we can know where to run. Is your last card a counterspell? I would just really like a land. I suppose this gets us a treasure. I mean, if it's countered, then we're just dead anyway. Let's get down the Death Baron. We can gain some life with a Momentum Breaker. Let's see what they have. Nothing at the moment. Let's cause them to dispel. Dispel, discard. Well, we'll crack it now to gain 4. So the question is, what's that last card? Come on, don't be. They're down to 1, we're up to 9. We can gain 4 with the Momentum Breaker. That's bold. I can draw again. But obviously they have to block. Let's Midnight Ready Pup. And let's gain life, just in case they draw a Tidebinder. No evasion is a slight problem with this deck. Could play Gissa, which would give all our zombies menace. But we don't have a huge amount of ways to commit crimes. After all, well, no, so after all that, are they? That is annoying. And that is not what we wanted to see. Well, I have to go for it. That is game. Yes. Unless we draw a momentum breaker. Doing it now while they only have 1 mana. They've seen half their deck. Well, now they can't cast anything. And yeah, ooh, beat out the Flash control deck. Opponent goes first. We are missing white mana, but we don't have any white cards in our hand. And if the freebooter dies... Oh, that's nowhere to run then. Oh, there is white mana. Are they going to carry on getting into our hand? They are. Yeah, discard decks aren't fun. Another Bandit's Talent? No, let us level up. Wow, okay. Our hand has been decimated. Hopefully we don't have removal. Well, I think we can get rid of their Bandit's Talent. I would have liked to have drawn a card, but I imagine they would have just made us discard. But if they do play a creature, we can know where to run it. Oh, it doesn't look like they have any removal. Yeah, they're just going scrying. Well, that's very annoying. Let's get them to discard their last card. Yeah, how does it feel? Wow, now we are just flooding. Oh, I love our Cursecloth wrappings. We have so much stuff in the graveyard. Oh, both on top. That's worrying. Wow, okay. I would like some non-lands, please. One to the top, one to the bottom. Let's get them to discard whatever that is. Fine. Obviously they can just level up straight away to start draining us. Oh, we can get a zombie. We can gain some life. A playable card. So we can gain 6. They do draw 2. We're up to 3. They're down to 3, and we're down to 3 as well. We fall to 2. But we get there. Ooh, that wasn't a fun game. Well, we've got an okay hand. Don't necessarily need to get freebooter down on turn 1. I'm going to keep them, but we don't have any white mana. If the freebooter dies, we do get treasure. Let's get down the Reaper so that when our freebooter does die, we can draw a card. Jace. Well, we can attack down Jace a bit. We get the Scry. Don't want another one of those. And we do get to draw a few cards.
Our plans are beyond your comprehension.
Let's play on Zombie. Let's get down the wrappings. And we can get back a free boot up by paying the treasure. Obviously they can plus up on Jace. But we can get back our Death Baron. We'll get down our Embalmed Ascendant. And I imagine they'll have another board wipe. Since we have more removal, we'll just take out their Strix, push in on it before they got a chance to draw a card. Next turn we can get down another Cursecloth wrappings.
I know where to find all the answers.
They must have a board wipe then, if they haven't minused. Well, let's get a Midnight Reaper so we draw some more cards. And let's play out a freebooter. You two can go at Jace, you can go face. I'm guessing they probably have another Jace then.
All will witness Phyrexia's truth.
Interesting they didn't counter anything. But we do know they've got them, obviously. Just don't want a Sunfall. There is a stick. Whoa, they are tapped out. That might be enough. Oh, it doesn't count as... Oh, that's... Oh, that is... We won anyway. But Embalmed doesn't count as casting it. So the auto tap potentially screwed us over there. But we won anyway. Hello Magic fans and welcome back to a very quick wrap up. A Cursecloth Wrappings wrap up. So as I said in the deck, I really like this deck. It can go the distance with its controlling aspects, and once you get that synergy going of being able to get things back with the Wrappings, obviously just once, and sacrificing things with Zahur, and drawing cards with your Reaper, and draining your opponent with the Ascendant, it's just, it can close out the game pretty quickly. And yeah, and its speed mechanics of, you know, creating a zombie or draining your opponent and then gaining life based on your speed from Enter Breaker can be really helpful. We did win against a discard mono-black discard deck, and that was basically what just got us over the line. So a really fun deck. It's something you don't see a lot. We have seen quite a lot of support for zombies in the last few sets, so I don't think there's any zombies in Tarkir. Oh no, there are. I think they're in Jeskai, maybe? There are some zombies, so maybe we'll have to look at this again in a few weeks, because obviously Tarkir Dragonstorm does come out next Tuesday on the 8th. So look out for the look out for all the videos in Dragonstorm, and I have an idea about the first one I'm going to play. So anyway, really hope you enjoy the deck, and I'll see you in the next video.